Hi, this is Garibay, and today I want to talk about Vivek Ramaswamy and what RFK Jr.'s announcement that he is abandoning the Democrat Party and running as an independent means for Vivek Ramaswamy's campaign. All right. So first of all, check the thumbnail. I was in the room where it happened. It actually didn't happen in a room. It happened directly in front of the National Constitutional Center, which is right in my backyard, Philadelphia. So RFK, the son of Robert Kennedy, who was Robert Kennedy Jr., who was legit assassinated, right? And his son was the guy I saw, announce his independent run. Is his son, right? Oh, was his pallbearer, right? I actually think he may have been there when he died. It was, yeah. He was very close to his death, and he's still affected by his death, even though RFK is pretty old now. Seeing your dad assassinated, that's going to stick with you, So he came to my backyard, Philadelphia, and made this announcement, right? So what does this mean for Vivek Ramaswamy? So first of all, let's call a glade, okay? Where are we at right now? I'll tell you exactly where we are at right now. Things have changed. Things have really changed, right? I think Feinstein's Coffin Event has changed everything for. We all watched in real time while Dianne Feinstein was elected in her 80s to do a highly stressful position, which is not even remotely. She was just a California senator. That ain't even half the stress of running for president, right? So we're doing exactly the same thing right now. We're taking two 80-year-old men, putting them under incredible strain, and the whole country is like, this is going to be a Feinstein event. We're putting two 80-year-old people under incredible strain in a job that they have no business being around, and it's going to put them in a coffin. And I really think that's where we're at now. And I can tell you right now, right? RFK Jr. is legit positioning for the Coffin Event from age on Trump, the Coffin Event from age on Biden. That is almost a certainty next year. I think, in my humble opinion, if you look at what happened with Dianne Feinstein, there is no possibility that either Trump or Biden does not have a Coffin Event within the next year. And you're like, oh, Scott, what are you talking about? Do I need to remind you of Bernie Sanders? He literally said, I didn't wash my body, the strain was incredible, and it literally put me in the hospital and I had a heart attack. Right? Like, he said flat out to the whole world, running for president gave me a heart attack. He said it flat out. Did not, and that's the thing everybody loves about Bernie. I get why people love Bernie. I was never a Bernie guy, but that guy, he got a lot of chutzpah, right? And he was very transparent, right? And so the reality is, Bernie Sanders was a laid-back dude, right? Biden already looks shambolic, right? Communicates shambolically, right? People are like, is he alive? I don't know. Is that our first zombie president? Right? It's bad, right? President Trump is under immense strain. He has stressors that no other candidate has ever had, right? A Feinstein event is coming, right? I think, and every candidate is positioning for a Feinstein event, for a red Feinstein event, or a blue Feinstein event, right? That's where everybody's at. Because if you get a Feinstein event for Biden, if you get a Feinstein event for Trump, it's it. We're done, right? And the whole table flips, and the entire race is up for grabs, right? Because if either one of them passes, it tells everybody else we cannot possibly go forward with this because it's outrageously irresponsible as a nation. And I think, I could be wrong here, I think America still genuinely cares for old people, and this is cruel and unusual punishment to watch watch a person who's 80 years old elected to a high-stress American political job and drop into a coffin. You know, that is the reality of what happened, you know, and that's where we land, right? And the reality is that is where we land, right? So we are in this situation where we need to understand, right, that every single candidate is planning for the Feinstein event, because if either one of them has a Feinstein event, which is almost a certainty in my humble opinion, by every metric, no one reasonable, no one who has any connection to science, no one who watches the news, right, no one who sees the patterns that are being shown, McConnell, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Feinstein, Sanders, and anybody who knows about news better than me could add 3 more names on top of every single one I gave. You could make that list 15 times, right? Fetterman, right? Like, the list goes on and on and on. That what we are doing is outrageously arbitrarily unfair to all of these people, to Biden and to Trump. This is not fair. It is not fair to them, right? And I'm telling you right now, RFK is positioning for a Feinstein event. Now, why is he doing this? Well, because the Democrats gave him 0 platform. And what's really astounding to me is, like, it is truly incredible what's happening. So let's talk about that, right? What happened? The reason RFK Jr. is announcing independent is because the Republicans have done a great job of giving everyone a voice, right? Trump remained silent because he should be silent. Trump told everybody, I have nothing to say that is useful or helpful. Let everybody who's an actual real candidate, has a bit of patriotism, and loves America, let them talk, right? None of you need to hear from me. I'll sit these out. Thank you. Thank you very much, Donald Trump. We've been able to hear from real Republicans. Your silence has been the greatest gift to Republicans. But the Republicans did it. They had they actually had real debates, and it mattered, and it was important, and it was helpful, and we got to see rock stars like Vivek Ramaswamy talk, right? We got to see civil discourse, right? We got to see a little bit of dust up. You know, I'm okay with a little sharp language, right? Like, there's a little bit of dust up, right? That's okay too, right? Nobody was just calling people names and, like, saying terrible things the way Donald Trump does. And I really appreciate that he's stepping back and letting everybody know that he's no longer capable or courageous. That's helpful, right? It is right for him. I'm starting to understand he's correct, right? He's telling everybody, hey, I really can't finish a debate. Don't vote for me. Listen to him. Right, and you're right. And he's proven he can't even finish a debate. He certainly can't finish 4 years, right? So, but where we land with RFK, right, is the Democrats did not even allow that. They allowed no discourse. They shut down Marianne Williamson. They shut down RFK. They gave them no platform to debate, right? And I think RFK is like, forget this, right? I want to be heard, and that's why he did this, right? So, is this a threat to Vivek Ramaswamy? Absolutely not, right? The idea that a third-party candidate is going to do anything is ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous, right? And I can tell you right now, I heard him. I heard his plan, right? RFK Jr. is relying on unicorn tears and rainbow dreams. There ain't nothing there. I can tell you that right now. This is fairy dust, right? This is hopes blown like this onto the wind. He ain't got nothing, and he ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you that right now, right? And I think he's, I will say this, I think he is very genuine, right? He actually believes what he's saying, and I don't take that for granted for anymore. Perfect example is Donald Trump. I don't think he believes even a tenth. Who believes anything he says? Who believes anything Trump says, right? Why would you? He wrote a book that says I'm a terrible liar. It's called The Art of the Deal. If you haven't read it, read it. Right? Like, He's like, I'm a horrible monster person and I lie constantly. Like he wrote it in the book. Like, just read the book, right? He's like, I take business partners and just treat them like trash and lie to them constantly. Like, it's literally in the book. Like, it's astounding to me that anybody was like, oh my gosh, Trump's a monster. He wrote a book 15 years before he became president that said, I'm a monstrous human being, right? Like, and here's how to be a monstrous human being as well, right? It's absolutely astounding. All right. Vivek Ramaswamy, don't need to worry one bit about RFK Jr. I'd scouted the competition. I saw this because it was in my backyard, and I was really incredibly blessed to be there. And I was excited to be there because I got to see people who are genuinely excited about the political process, right? And that's exciting. I was really excited to see other people who genuinely care about the political process. So that's my field report from the RFK Jr. I was there the moment it happened. I listened to him literally, like, in person. I was about 200 feet away from him. I listened to him standing on the streets of Philadelphia at the National Constitution Center, and I heard him announce his run for independence, his run as an independent. And I can tell you right now, Vivek Ramaswamy ain't got a thing to worry about. This guy is no threat. By the way, who is this a threat to? Biden. I'll tell you right now. I listened to him. RFK ain't going to steal not a single Republican vote, right? He is going to steal a ton of Democrat votes. A ton. He could absolutely, He absolutely is going to take a strong number from Biden. He ain't going to take a single Trump vote. Oh, I shouldn't say Republican vote. Trump. All right, Trumpers are not Republicans. I'm convinced. Not a one of them. If you understand how the Republican Party started, we started with Abraham Lincoln. Our first act, right, was the outcome of the Civil War. We did that, right? And so if you understand our history, you cannot embrace Trump. No Republican has ever voted for Trump, in my humble opinion, or ever will. All right? Okay. RFK Jr. does not need to be worried about by Vivek Ramaswamy. He can sail on, do his thing. He ain't got to spend an ounce of effort to beat RFK. RFK is going to try. He's really going to push it. Independents don't have a chance. Don't have a snowball's chance in the hot place. I'll tell you that right now. No. And so let me say this, right? Because I heard this guy. He was genuine, right? He seemed like a nice guy too, right? And I really appreciated the effort. But this is very important to understand, okay? RFK Jr. Yeah. Let's get all the way there. RFK Jr. is not going to win because he's RFK Jr. Absolutely no independent is going to win for 100 years. There's not going to be an independent party in America. The two-party system is, get this, not equaled anywhere in the world. You can complain all you want about America. Nobody's doing it better than us. Two-party system works. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. Vote Vivek Ramaswamy. Every single word of that is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear yours. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.